Shouldn't Duke have arrived by now?
Not yet. Old Duke takes his time, but he's never late.
It's nice to be back, isn't it, Phil?
Certainly. Now that the weather's on our side again, we can finally get to work on those mines. I'm overdue on replacing ballast under the rails, and since Sam Ruffy has no intention of selling to me again, what's inside of those mines is my only option.
Well, the gang's all here. This is like a little reunion from last year. Remember last year, Phil? When you got arrested and I almost got shot? Good times.
Hello, Robert.
And this is only a fraction of the amount of unmined stones inside. Ardman Ballast will be up and running soon, and I'll never give another penny to another company. Vertical integration.
What is it, Melideth? I'm on break.
Sir, I was in the process of filing taxes for last year, and I'm not seeing the bill for Mr. Phil Ardman.
Oh, that's right. I broke it off with him.
You broke it off?
I'm not doing business with him anymore. My poor little Scruffy perished on his railway last summer, and my conscience simply won't allow me to do business with him anymore.
You broke it off with our biggest client? Don't you understand how important Phil Ardman is to this company? He's the only person on Sodor who purchases ballast, and he buys it by the ton. We can't afford not to sell to him.
What's the worst that'll happen? How much money have we brought in since the summer?
£3.45.
Now, I'm still trying to decide exactly where the engines will be made. I've looked to various locations on the mainland, but none of them appear willing to take on such a complicated custom job. Not within my price range, anyway.
What about keeping it here on Sodor?
Well, I can't think of anyone or anywhere suited to the job. But I do like the idea of building engines on Sodor.
Vertical integration?
Exactly.
I think you should.
Mr. Ardman, it's been entirely too long since I've seen you. How have you been?
Oh, hello there, Sam. Is there something I can do for you?
I've been doing some thinking lately, and I've reconsidered about the ballast.
You've reconsidered?
I think we should just put the whole ordeal behind us and move forward. Together, business partners.
I appreciate the offer, Sam, but there's no need.
No need? Of course there's a need.
Well, as you can see here, I've struck Ballast myself. I've got my very own company now.
But you couldn't compete with my boss. I've been at this for years and years.
I think I can manage quite well.
Oh, come on, Phil, you need me. We've been working together for years now. You can't just throw me out like this.
If memory serves, you were the one who threw me out.
Well, you'll come to your senses soon, Mr. Hardman, and I await your call.
Goodbye, Mr. Ruffy.
Michelle, you kill me.
I didn't say anything.
I know. It's just your demeanor. You're a class act, Michelle. An utter cup of tea. Say, Phil, I'm gonna head to the head. Ask the server to top off my Shirley Temple if she swings around. You know what I'm saying? Michelle, oh my god.
Any updates on the Ballast situation?
Oh, it's going great. We started spreading the other day, but it's going to really improve once we get those miniature engines. See, they can get into places where other engines can't reach. But the question is where to make them.
Who gave that front loader his overhaul last year?
Well, that was Roger Abbey, but he's a mechanic, not an engineer.
Can't he build anything?
He can fix anything.
Isn't fixing something just putting it together correctly?
The engines would need to be built from scratch.
Then get someone to design the blueprints for them.
I don't know anyone perfect for the job.
Who's been designing all your other engines?
No one. They're all existing models I either inherited from HAT or purchased from other railways.
Other railways.
And the only thing I could think of was to try and hold the bridge up with me shovel. I don't know how I did it, but the train managed to pass over me just fine. After that, I got out of repair. I bet my arms cracked pretty badly.
Louis, nice to meet you.
Oh, hey, Michelle. How are you?
I'm doing great. Could I ask you a question or two?
About what?
I've been long since admiring your vehicles. I also understand you have a railway back in Ireland.
Right.
Have you ever had an engine designed?
You mean like a custom?
Precisely.
Come to think of it, yes. My number 10 had a modification made so it could clear away fallen branches.
And who made this modification?
Oh, well, Jenny and I hired someone.
Who did you hire?
Well, I honestly can't remember.
Why, Mrs. Jenny Packard. Fancy seeing you here.
Oh, hello.
I can see you're busy, so I won't keep you, but I have to ask. You're number 10, back in Ireland? What's the full name and contact information of the individual who designed its unorthodox modification? Got it.
Wait, what?
Werner Obolinski,
Who?
the designer and patent holder of the hydraulic claw fixed upon the Class 42 warship number 10, currently in use upon the Packard and Sons logging railway.
Did you?
Yes, he lives in Glasgow, and he's very excited to meet you.
You spoke to him?
Our flight is tomorrow. He simply insisted we visit him in order for you to best describe precisely what you want from him.
He agreed?
He's highly curious about the project. And about you.
No way. So you're really saying I'm in charge of the whole island while you're away?
No, I never said that.
Phil, I kid. You really think a laid-back guy like me wants to deal with all the stress of running a whole railway? The passengers, the noise, the unbearably disagreeable senior citizens? Not on your life, but have fun, you guys.
Why, hello there, Mr. Ardman. An absolute pleasure meeting you. Come, come. I understand you both come a considerable distance to see me.
Why, yes, Mr. Obolensky. I believe it was your insistence that we...
There was simply no other way to explain the project we have for you.
Well, I must say I'm more than slightly surprised you asked to speak with me. I know you've had some less than pleasant experiences in the past with one of my creations.
Well, it wasn't exactly a fault on your part.
You know I never intended that claw to be used maliciously. When Stanton Packard asked me to make it for him, I designed it purely for the purpose of picking up trees. It was only when that engine came to Sodor that trouble started.
Sodor is an unusual place.
Sodor has a strange effect over machines. And people. So, Mr. Ardman, what can I do for you?
I'm in the process of creating a minimum gauge railway, using existing locomotives as a basis, but I don't have designs for them yet.
You want me to design engines for your railway?
Well, yes, I know how I can build them. I just need the... Well, I was thinking of the Class P1 Mineral 282 Mikado as a basis.
Mikado. Excellent choice.
So you'll do it.
With time. How many engines would you like?
That went surprisingly well.
I told you this would be simple.
Phil! There you are. Oh, it's terrible. Your assistant, Alan, has gone berserk. He's replaced you and taken over the railway. Sodor has fallen to anarchy. Corpses line the streets.
What?
You should have seen the look on your face. I'm kidding. Everything's totally fine. See? The weather's been super great lately too. How was your trip?
It, went great.
We got a lot accomplished. Mr. Obolensky proved himself to be a very agreeable man. Although with Phil's place in society, I hardly think he'd say no.
What place in society?
We're at the top, Phil. People like Mr. Obolensky know an enterprising entrepreneur when they see one.
I guess you're right.
What would you say was your greatest experience as a brake van?
Well, there's not much to report, really. Mostly I just stand by and help out when I'm needed. I suppose I'm most invaluable with braking and helping the engines traverse down hills safely.
And what would you say has been your biggest inspiration?
I would say the William Tell Overture. I find myself humming that quite an awful lot while we're out. It gives me inspiration. I think William told me about that song. It's very good, I like it.
Do you have any hopes or aspirations for the future?
Well, don't tell anyone, but between you and me, I'd really like to go forwards for a change.
Michelle, there you are. Mr. Obolensky mailed the blueprints.
Oh, all of them?
All of them.
Wow. So now we contact Abby.
I already have. He's more than excited to begin work.
He's up for it.
Of course. I'm at the top.
Hey, Scotsman!
Stepney, hello there.
Have you heard the news about Sodor?
No, what?
Our controller has approved. Mallard is coming to Sodor with you.
Really? Well, this should certainly be quite the event. Now we'll finally get to hear what she has to say. Hello, Sodor, little brother.
Scotsman, it's been ages.
You're all looking splendid. James, is that a new coat of paint?
He noticed.
So nice to see you all again.
Everyone, let us give Scotsman a grand welcome to Sodor. Unfortunately, I have received word that Mallard has experienced some malfunctions on her journey here. Mallard's arrival on Sodor will have to be postponed by a few days. In the meantime, I have made arrangements with another nearby railway to borrow their equally special engines just for this event.
Hello, Sodor. Nice place you got here.
That's right.
Happy Sodor Day, everyone.